ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the BlasterX Cup. Obviously, joining you once again are going to be Elfish Guy and Mike Star. And next game up off the rank is going to be Qlimax Crew and Athletico. Looking like once again we're going to be on Mirage here, but that's all right. At least it's not Cache.
Yeah, no, at least it's not Cache or Dust 2.
Yes.
Slight variation in the Australian map pool here, just the teeniest little bit. Wouldn't want to play overpass or maybe train.
So we did have everyone in the server, but we swapped now, so waiting for everyone to rejoin and all that jazz. Should be underway relatively shortly. We've seen both these teams coming through today. They've both already lost a game, so they're down into the losers bracket. And what that means is that if they lose this game, they are going to be out of the BlasterX Cup, Mike.
Yeah, that's right. So it's double elimination, but best of one maps. Rounding up the season, of course, we had 4 or 5 weeks of competition, all in the aim of winning some BlasterX headsets. So Qlimax Crew have overcome Trident, LGN, and Qlimax did not go over LGN. They, of course, were knocked down into the losers bracket by Control Esports VP after taking care of Brimstone and the Shovelmen. So they've had a reasonable run, except for that match they lost against Control VP. But I'd say Athletico are probably their next toughest opponent coming into this. Trident playing with a few subs today.
Yeah, Athletico have already beaten Rovers, Touch My Dougal. That's an interesting name. And the Shovelman obviously was their last opponent. They did go down to Foe, who are going to be the other side of the bracket, actually in the lower section, but that's going to be the next round. Obviously, the winner of this game is going to go up against Skyfire. The other game going on right now is Alpha Sydney up against Aura Esports, and the winner of that one will go up against Foe. So still a few more rounds to go in this competition, and obviously we'll be following that all the way up to the final. And obviously the winner of the lower bracket will go into the final up against Project 90 Elites. So still a few difficult opponents ahead for these teams.
Yes, certainly. There's quite a good spread of talent in terms of players, at least, throughout this tournament. So that's always very nice, good to see. And there are a couple of Div 1 players around who are sort of subbing in and helping out some lesser ranked teams, which is also nice to see because they spread a bit of knowledge throughout the game. And that's good to see for the development of the scene as well. So BlasterX Cup hitting some good points all around.
Yeah, both these teams, though, don't think they've had any sub-ins. Might be wrong. Haven't really been following the BlasterX Cup too strongly. But these teams obviously making their way relatively close towards the finals. But, as we've been speaking about, the Project 90 Elites are an exciting prospect of a team. So I think they'll be a relatively difficult, opponent to go up against for whoever makes their way through these losers brackets. And I really do, again, going back to it, hope that they stick together and sort of make way into that Div 1 of CGPL next season, which is actually coming up relatively shortly. Still got, obviously, the new year to go past, and then we'll be heading in towards CGPL. Whatever season it is, I think it might be like season 7, but I think it might be called like season 4 or something like that.
CGPL season 5,
yeah.
Just season 7 or something. Anyway, that's not the point. I did want to add something to your note. Fake Dan for Athletico is playing for. He's actually he's a sub, or he originally was a sub going into this. He hasn't joined the team official. He was just going to play for this team for BlasterX. But having said that, it's a good month or so playing with a team. So I think you're right.
I mean, he's
probably
on their
can't call
roster
it a
for
sub.
BlasterX, so yeah.
But in the long term, I'm not sure whether they've chosen to pick him up or not. So, but yeah, you're certainly right. A lot of CS to play still, and next year's Cyber Gamer season should be pretty interesting as well, with some shuffles that have gone around and how they sort of play out. We've seen a little bit in Div 1 with Counterpit being played, but overall, Div 2 could be probably pretty interesting next season as well.
Yeah, well, I think, generally we would probably tend to be looking towards the Div 1 more so than the Div 2, at least for you and I, but I feel like Div 1 is going to be relatively interesting. We've got Immunity, obviously, who are, you'd have to say, probably the top of the rung still, but Chiefs are starting to challenge them a little bit. And there's a few teams coming up as well that are looking like they might be pretty dangerous. I mean, Legacy, we've seen them overseas doing reasonably well. And they'll obviously come back from that with a fair amount of confidence as well, going in towards the Div 1 of CGPL. So should be an interesting season coming out here for Div 1, I'd say.
I'd certainly agree with you. I would say that Chiefs' counterpit form was pretty weak. So at this point in time, I would be pegging them a bit legacy ahead of them, just on recent form. And I know this is the argument always made, like, yeah, online CS, blah, 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 and PDG will be the first one to jump on the online CS bandwagon. It certainly has its merits, but we only, judge form on what is shown to us in competition, and we don't have any LAN tournaments to play that online is what we're going to go for. So I'd be pegging Immunity certainly at the top of the pecking chain at the moment. It's certainly the number one team in Australia, and of course, we're taking Renegades out of the equation, being based primarily in the United States at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Immunity 1, probably Legacy number 2 at the moment, and then sort of Chiefs, Vox, X5.
Yeah, actually, interesting as well that you mentioned Vox now, because they've actually been having some relatively interesting results as well. After that, a little bit of a roster change that they've had, I actually... Before that roster change, I was never really a huge fan of the lineup. I didn't think it was really reaching the potential that it had. But this the addition of Herbs and Sicko is making things seem to work a little bit better for Vox.
Yeah, it seems to be a few. I'm pretty sure I said in one of my videos that I did that I didn't like the fact that a roster change was made for Vox. I didn't feel like one was needed because they were progressing, and that team in its current or in that form that running into PAX as it wasn't. I mean, it was only together for, I think it was 6 weeks or something,
months,
maybe not even 6 months. We're talking literally weeks when the last player had joined. Yeah. But of course, it'd gone through a few iterations before that. I think TT was in there at some point, and Dioxide was in there as well. So there've been a few players that shifting through. But having said that, at the moment they are looking stronger, and Herbs and Sicko, like you said, were very good pickups. So it has been working well for them, but it's a long-term game you've got to play. Success at the level that the Vox organisation has had previously when they were under the now Renegades team, and what they're aiming for again is going to come after off probably, it's going to be at least 6-8 months of staying together with the same team and whatnot.
Anyway, looks like we're finally heading into that knife round. Just a little bit of fill for you guys there. Not the worst length of time that we've had to fill, obviously, Mike, but
no. The bucket
always fun.
There's a lot left in the bucket because I haven't talked about Counter-Strike in quite some time. But let's get stuck into this knife round. We'll focus on the here and now rather than the past or the future. And the slash and stab has been exchanged. It's always fun to cast these now, friends, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no.
I hate casting knife rounds.
I reckon. What do you reckon? Should switch to a televised rock paper scissors, maybe best of 3 rock paper scissors on stage. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, sure. Anything for a bit of a change.
Yeah, we'll put in the word to the admins for the next tournament, hey? Maybe you could do it over Skype with an admin present for online tournaments.
Maybe we can get an overlay made up for that.
Yeah, with fancy little rocks and stuff.
Rocks and the scissors and stuff.
I feel like our fill has rapidly deteriorated pretty quickly here. We were doing so well.
We were, but that's all right. It
doesn't matter because we're starting.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the Athletico picking up that knife round. Obviously, they're going to also be taking away that counter-terrorist side, unsurprisingly. So opting to stay there rather than swap.
What's your prediction?
Oh, God. I'm backing Athletico in this one. I think they might have just a little bit more oomph to their lineup, if that makes any sense.
It sure does.
So I'm going to go 16-13. I think this will be pretty close.
And the A executors rolled in already. The Glock train is well and truly on tracks, and 2 early kills going the way of Qlimax. Have taken the A start, and the bomb will go down a 3 versus 5. 2 versus 5 retake, in fact, is now on the cards for Dan and Kuma. In fact, 1 versus 5.
Yeah, Slick Dan
do it.
There's a lot to negotiate. He finds the first frag. Managed to close out the second. There he goes, finally. But it is Alistair to close him out in the end. And unsurprisingly there, after the good start, Qlimax is able to pick up that pistol round. Now, quickly, before we get too far into things, what's your prediction?
I want to go against what you said. I'm going to go with Qlimax making the D here. Athletico had a big match there. It's going to take them out a little bit. And I'm going to go with 16-13 in favour of Qlimax. Player watch, of course, is Gratisfaction.
Okay. Well, there you go. The predictions are out. All predictions coming out in Twitch chat as well, and they seem to be favoring you as well. But that doesn't matter because you're the analyst. I'm the play-by-play. I can do that. And we are going to see the guys from Athletico having a pretty reasonable job of the defense here on the eco round. They did force up. Obviously, they've got the scout there and a few CZs and a bit of armor as well. So it's a 2 versus 2 after all of that. And Steege and Urki, the Mac-10 and the AK are going to have to go up against the scout here as well as a CZ. But I guess the big thing now for Qlimax is that they need to recover the bomb, and really it's going to be down to Steege because he seems to be the one that's sort of on the lurk, and well, he's going to have to break that vent. So now they know exactly where he is. They have a player in middle. Oh no, that's actually in CT. Animus is going to find one, Sleepdown finds the other, and a good anti-eco coming out from Athletico.
Yeah, the force buy worked out for them, but in this scenario, you really got to double down, in my opinion, and do the force buy on the T side as well, because the economy will favour you after you lose a couple of rounds. And lo and behold, it comes out. You've got a Galil and some CZs, Tech 9s, and Armor Run. Gratisfaction rolling with the Deagle as well, and early mid presence. Uncontested as well if they're going to try and get out here. Smoke comes down at the top just to block the view of that scout that they had last round. It's Kuma who's spotting from window. Not finding too much at this point. Sleepdown is on the prowl there from short. He gets taken down by Gratisfaction. Nice Deagle headshot.
Big fan of the Deagle. We are going to see Animus taking down Ints there as well in response. So back to a 4 versus 4. The buy still favouring Athletico here. Again, another trade coming out. Urki grabbing one. Gratisfaction in the meanwhile has gone down. So it's a 3 versus 3 player HP advantage in the favour of Qlimax though. Well, that kill there for Steege is going to make things a little bit more in the favour here for Qlimax, but Steege all the way down to 1 HP, so he's going to be an easy frag for any of these Athletico players.
Looks like the bomb is going to rotate out of this area. The cities knew where Qlimax were locating around. Athletico aware of what was going on. Bombs dropping out of mid, going back around to the A side, and they're going to use Urki there in mid as their lurker sort of position to try and get a flank frag here. It's going to be on the defense here is Squishy at spawn. It's going to have a lot of work done. He tries, get rid of spray. The game is up now.
Yeah, having that player advantage really gives you so many options. It is Takeda and Squishy finding one apiece, and that's going to make it a 2 versus 1. No bomb planted here yet for Qlimax either. And Urki just in a horrible position. He's going to be taken down easily there by Takeda. And, well, Athletico finding the 3rd round. So backwards and forwards we go.
You know, game of ping pong, you could say. But
well,
I spoke about the economy situation. They're favouring a buy from Qlimax really, because then you break the CT economy in that instance. So it was worthy, a good crack, and they certainly did a lot of damage. They're able to pull out a miracle sort of win here in terms of a round buy, and it's going to be an A execute, in fact, to get the bomb down.
Yeah, this should be a reasonably easy round you'd expect from Athletico. Animus is going to find the first 2 frags. Steege does take 1 for the terrorist, but Animus follows up with his 3rd for the round. We do have a double kill there for Steege, but really Kuma going to come across there for the cleanup, and only a couple of guns lost there for Athletico rather. And I believe they were both SMGs, so they would have been rebuying the rifles anyway.
Yeah, so the rifles have been up there as well. So whoever it was, Takeda, I think it was, picking up the last couple of frags, switched across to the M4 rather than staying with the P90. Because Qlimax are buying this round, they've got reasonable grenade usage as well, smokes as well, to do what we like to see and stave off some key areas within the map.
Yeah, a big push coming out here from the counter-terrorists in towards A main. It's not going to work out as we see Inns and Steege finding 1 apiece. Athletico did manage to find 1 frag off the back of that, but really, in that situation, definitely not what they would have wanted.
Gratisfaction missing a jump into the window area there. That's pretty key, but Urki is lurking at the top of the ladder as well, so they haven't decided exactly where they want to commit yet, even though they have the numbers advantage. That should make the choice pretty easy. They can go to either bomb site now. They just need to group up, go together, and then they can go to either one and just use their numbers to isolate a 3 versus a 2 versus 1 firefight in their favour.
Qlimax do have Steege here, just working the A bomb site, and did get a little bit of damage across. Oh, actually didn't in the end get any damage across. Did scare the player, I guess, on the A bomb site. That was Kuma. And we did see the bomb starting to rotate over towards the A bomb site, but they've decided to go back to B, and Urki is going to go down there to Kuma. Still a player advantage here, though, for Qlimax. But having said that, Steege on the complete wrong bomb site. So Athletico, they might have a decent opportunity here. Takeda is going to be tagged down very low there by Steege, though. So this is looking incredibly difficult here for Athletico.
Having said that, Qlimax gets it with 2, and this is going to be the defuse as well. He should be able to stick this one here. He's got the cover from short as well, which is where the bomb's coming from. Not planted for him, which is a little bit of a mistake there, but he does get the AWP out of the hands of Qlimax as well. So that's a little bit of economy damage, even if they didn't pick up the round. But really, that's not a round that Qlimax should have lost in that scenario. It was a little dicey there for a minute there, but once they had that plan, it should have been good.
I kind of saw it coming when we saw Steege on the wrong bomb site. I mean, it wasn't necessarily his fault, but...
yeah, no, it's just the peaks, really, from the guys in the site there from Qlimax. It's just errors just stepping out. Qlimax hit 2 very nice shots, though, so you can't underrate that.
Yeah, well, it was going to be always going to be the case if Athletico was going to find those 2 frags that he was never going to have time to get over to that B-bomb site. Anyway, on to the next round. It is a quick trade-out going to start us off here. It looks like Animus is going to go down there as well to Alistair. And it's a 4 versus 3. We do see Gratisfaction finding 1 as well. So a 2 versus 4. And again, another round here that Qlimax really shouldn't lose. But stranger things have happened. Here to find 1 there as the players push the smoke. He's taking a ton of damage in response. Urki eventually taking him down. Gratisfaction, I think squishy. So a good close there from Qlimax. They almost got the bomb down as well, but not quite.
And look at the money reset. That's all the damage. But look at the last few rounds in terms of who had survived and who hasn't. And really, it has to be an eco straight away for Athletico, despite Takeda having a lot of money on the board. And that's the advantage of getting 3 or 4 kills in every round. Even if you're not winning them, you're going to put you in a better position, economically speaking, come through when you do finally come through with that win. If it's not too far in that running round bonus, sort of the bank hasn't built up per se from the opposing team. 1 on the B side, 4. Sort of stagger towards A, 2 looking mid, 2 looking A, and it's an A executes. They're running into this one, Qlimax.
Yeah, interesting that they should choose to execute here on an anti-eco, but it is Gratisfaction to find the first frag there onto Animus. And it's looking like a fairly straightforward round coming out here from Qlimax. We see Urki taking down Qlimax. Does find a double kill there onto Takeda. Alistair, in the meanwhile, has taken down Squishy. Final player for Athletico is going to be Fake Dan / Sleep Dan, rotating all the way across from the T-spawn.
Yeah, it's well executed. I guess this is the point. DDK made a point recently about how taking risks in Counter-Strike, and when people are watching those risks and it comes off, it makes players look brilliant. But then you look at when it doesn't go wrong, and all of a sudden, oh geez, they should never have made that play. And in that instance, that was a no info executing against an eco, which can go pretty badly for you if the eco is set up correctly. I'm not going to say that they were lucky per se to get away with it. Obviously, getting the kills there pretty easily, but it's certainly something to consider that for Qlimax going into the future, they won't get an eco win that easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, something I guess that they can think about, but it is going to be them trying to think about what they're going to do in this round as we see a large amount of kills. I don't even know what I was trying to say there. A large amount of kills coming over to Qlimax, and obviously Athletico on the eco here. They've got some 5.7s to work with, so some reasonable weapons if you ask me. And it is going to be Sleep Down to find Gratisfaction. The AWP being picked up as well, just manages to get out in towards the T apartments as well. So looking okay here on this eco for Athletico. At least they've managed to take an AWP. We'll see if Sleep Down can keep it safe though.
No, I think he's going to run out of luck here. Yeah, he's going to get chased down here on the reload and everything. From behind, will he hear it coming? Nope. Oh, with the knife.
Righto. I mean, he'll take it, I guess.
Yes, that's good cash. Look at his cash now. It's nearly 8k.
And he's got it all.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh,
anyway,
well,
so
did not pan out how I expected.
Definitely a good result there for Athletico in that eco. They've got the double AWP setup coming out here on their CT side as well. We'll be going up against the AWP of Gratisfaction, but Qlimax looking like they want to have a relatively quick entry in towards short, and it's going to work out for them. Urki will find Sleep Down there, and now a 4 versus 5 situation. Make that a 3 versus 5 as Athletico going to lose another player. That's Animus going down to Gratisfaction. Urki taking on Takeda on the B bomb site. We'll grab the frag there, and really everything at the moment just going in the favour of the Qlimax guys. Squishy does manage to trade out 1, but really it's too little too late.
Yeah, they're going to chase him here for his weapon as well. I can't let him keep this weapon and his utilities, and he's stuck in a pretty poor position because they're going to come in from all angles and take him down here. He can pull off something nice. Oh, Ince nearly get caught out with a grenade. It's always awkward, that timing, but thankfully his mate was there to back him up and get the kill. Now we're seeing Qlimax heading into the groove of this thing. We spoke last time last map, the P90 control game, we spoke about the map bias, and 9-6 is probably a reasonable scoreline, a par for the course for Mirage, and then the 9 rounds being on CT side. So 5 rounds at the moment for Qlimax is looking pretty good for them, but they'll need to probably put another 3 on the board for them to be happy. And it's an eco push right through the top of the mid as well. Animus picking up a kill on their Gratisfaction, and that gets the AWP for Sleepdown as well. So Sleepdown picking up another one there. So trying to push through some more frags. It's been a pretty good eco thus far. 4 versus 3, the numbers certainly in the favour of Athletico at this stage, even if the equipment is not. Squishy's lurking through, trying to pick up one in CT spawn there. The bomb is down, but they're not going to be able to defuse it. There's not enough time for that to happen with no kit. They should really just try and save these weapons. They're not going to do it, though. Sleepdown's going to get away with this AWP, and he's, of course, picking up the AWP in that last eco round and having the knife kill bonus as well. He already has 8,000 on the board before any round bonus. So if you can pick up another frag here as well on Ince, he does exactly that, which is good. So 6-4 now in favour of Qlimax, but it was a fairly costly eco. And the money scenario is probably getting close to even, but certainly favours Qlimax at this point in time.
Yeah, so, Qlimax have hit that par round score, so anything more from here is going to be a bit of a bonus, and certainly shaping up for a relatively good first half on their terrorist side. At the moment, looking like they are going for a relatively quick B entry. Perhaps going to slow down as they start to get into the apartments here, though.
Yeah, they've been smoked off. Takeda is trying to lurk up nice and close. He's taken a little bit of damage with the nade there, but he's going to be critical here because his rotates slow off here. He's dropped off. That's a good play by him. He's going to have to delay.
Ooh. Faction hitting a nice shot there onto Takeda. Now it's going to be Sleepdown, though, to trade that one out. Goes for a second shot onto another player from Qlimax, but doesn't land it. And now the duel coming out here between Ince and Sleepdown. The Molotov is going to finish him off. Squishy does manage to grab one onto Urki. But everything at the moment really going in the favour of Qlimax. Things seem to be working out for them.
The alert here is on for Animus. No, he's in good position if he can get this frag. He sprays it, eventually gets to the end. One on shot, one on the side. Coming in there, squeezing it in on here. Ince gets taken down by Animus. That's 2 for him now, and it should close it out. The third one he does, all headshots. Or rather, headshot on the last one and the first one. The middle one getting the spray there and picks up the defuse. So Athletico really needed that round. That's going to bolster her economy quite well. And you can see Sleepdown sitting on that 13k that I'm talking about. Lots of cash in his side. So they'll be able to buy this round and next despite the outcome of this round. So looking forward to seeing them tied up at 6 apiece and going forward from there.
Yeah, I mean, both teams seem to be in a relatively reasonable position, economically speaking. But they're looking like we'll have a pretty interesting later stage of this half. Sleepdown, in the meanwhile, has found the first frag onto Gratisfaction, but Qlimax getting some decent control in towards middle, throwing some smokes over towards the A-bomb site, perhaps trying to fake over there. But really, all the action is going to go on in the mid at the moment.
Yeah, they've smoked it off now. They're pushing up short as well. This is good play. There's someone waiting for him at Skooma. He gets the kill on Alistair, though, so that's shutting down that sort of approach there. And it hasn't worked just yet because Steege has taken him down there as well. So we're in a 3 versus 4 scenario, the 4 favouring Athletico on the CT side. So they're probably pretty happy with how it's going thus far. And their map setup is pretty good. 1 in mid, 2 in A site, and 1 pushed up not fairly aggressive, but certainly pushed up in the B halls here. Steege is pushing up on short, though. He's trying to walk into this B side, but will Takeda see him? That's the question that we've got to answer.
Some very slow play coming out here for Qlimax at the moment. I think they're just waiting for a pick from Steege, perhaps. Not going to spot anyone out. Yes, he is. He finally spots Takeda there. So that's the go signal now for Qlimax, and we'll see what they can do as they enter on towards this A-bomb site. The bomb is there with them, but Squishy's going to drop the bomb carrier Sleep, and also taking down Steel in the meanwhile, and suddenly we're all back to a 1 versus 3. Make that a 0 versus 3 as we do see Sleepdown closing out ins there, and again, Athletico just winning another round out of nowhere.
And Qlimax got a little bit of a rush up to the head there when the pick got, we saw Steege wander all the way up short, all the way into the B side there. They didn't know he was coming through. They got the shot on Takeda then, but then wasn't able to. They just sort of rushed straight out on A site, not allowing enough time for the rotate.
Alrighty. And again, Qlimax just playing relatively slow, looking like they're setting up here for an execute on the A bomb site. But waiting down the timer just a little bit. Gratisfaction is going to get a smoke coming out here from Palace. And I would imagine that his teammates in A main there are going to find a few smokes as well. But it is Sleep Down to start us off as Gratisfaction tries to come out of the Palace. Steege is going to find one there on mid, but things looking okay at the moment on the defense here for Athletico as there's a few trades going across. The bomb goes down, but really, at the end of the day, it is going to be Athletico to close that one out, and the defuse coming out. So, 7 on the board here for Athletico, just another couple of rounds to go in this first half, and to expect that Qlimax really probably would have wanted more than 6. So if they can get to 7, they might be happy, but if they stay stuck on 6, I think they'd be a little bit disappointed with themselves.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Having picked up 5 in a row there, like you mentioned, but that's good. Hats off to Athletico making their way back into this match and putting Qlimax onto this. It's not a complete echo. They had a good cash, but not great. So they've bought up in terms of pistol armor and some utilities. Sleep Down getting the opening kill in this round yet again. Yeah,
that was Alistair going down now. 4 players left alive here for Qlimax. Gratisfaction going to be the one, I guess, the bait almost, seeing as he didn't really have any armor or anything, but not going to matter in the end because Animus will close out both of the kills. And now 2 players left here for Qlimax. 4 still for Athletico. It's going to be Urki though to find 1. So a couple of guns dropped here for Athletico, but their money is just fantastic anyway. So and heading into the last round, I don't think it's going to matter too much players they lose.
Yeah, you're certainly correct there. He's just going to have a lurk, but his attempt at getting through from A ramp has been shut down by Qlimax appropriately. 8-6 now. Qlimax will certainly be looking to get this. If they can get this round, we'll be looking to a pretty good half from them. A 7 is okay. But like you said, from the scenario that they were in, the position they were in, they probably would have liked to probably get 9 rounds. Or sorry, 8 rounds rather than 7 rounds if they're able to take this one out. Eventually I'll get the maths there. Adding 1, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, pretty important round actually here for Qlimax if they want to head into the second half with a bit of an advantage. But we'll see what happens. It is going to be Gratisfaction to find 1 there onto Sleep Down. A 3 versus 5, so things starting to look all right here actually for Qlimax. As we do see Takeda, though, trading back onto Gratisfaction. The B-bomb site shut down for now for Athletico, but that's okay. Qlimax have got the bomb heading over towards the A-bomb site. There's only 1 player there for Athletico to defend for. We do see the rotate coming across here from Animus, but really it doesn't matter when Squishy's going to get a double kill like that. The bomb's starting to enter onto the site. Animus will take down Urki, and this is all of a sudden looking like Athletico are going to find another round here. So Qlimax 6 on the board, probably won't be too pleased with that result, especially after the good start that they had in this round as well.
Yeah, it'll be a little disappointing for them. Atletico just trying to figure out where Ince is. Of course, he's coming through from this area. Coming through, he's got flashes. He's sitting at the mid stairs now, trying to get to the A side and recover that bomb. He's got 30 seconds left, so he needs to get a bit of a move on if he's going to take down 3. Gets the dig down on the Squishy there, puts him down a low HP. The support comes through from Animus and closes off the round for Atletico. 9-6 in the first half. We said that, I said at the start of this map, that's what we call probably par for course. So I guess both teams will be okay with how this has all gone down, but I reckon Qlimax will probably be in a less positive mind state than Athletico were after the string of rounds that they got earlier in that half.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a pretty reasonable scoreline anyway, so Qlimax shouldn't be too disappointed. But we'll have to see how this pistol round goes about because we're going to stop the sides now, and Qlimax will be defense. Athletico really not going for a relatively quick pistol round, which is something we tend to often see coming out from the terrorists, but they are just playing pretty slowly here, Mike.
Yeah, it looks like they go for the B execute, and they've got 2 pushed up close as well. This is going to use the range of the USP as well there. It's an A fake coming through. The short push comes first, and the bomb's going to come through from the top of B apps.
And a couple of quick frags going over to Qlimax here. Ins and find it 2 nice headshots up there in apartments as well. Looking for his 3rd of the round, but not quite landing any of the shots there onto Takeda. Finally closing it out there with a little bit of assistance for Gratisfaction, and Qlimax up that pistol round. So we could be heading towards the 9-9 scoreline. We'll see what Athletico decides to do though. Whether or not they buy. That's the question.
I got a smoke, so I'm thinking they're probably just at least going to try and get a bomb plant somewhere. Animus has the bomb as well, so smoke and a flash, a sort of execute a little bit. Some early defensive nades, 3 out from Palace and 2 from main.
Yeah, Steege going to find the first frag. Nice jumping scout shot to find the second there onto Sleep Down. That's going to make things relatively difficult here for Athletico to get a bomb plant. The bomb carrier has gone down, as well as all of the other players on the team. So Athletico, yeah, I mean, that was pretty much to be expected.
Yet to get a frag in the second half, Athletico. It's 5 alive both rounds in a row, which means the bank will slowly but surely start to build up. And they're going to try again, Athletico this is, for a execute to get a bomb plant. It's 5 smokes going down. And a flashbang as well. So Qlimax are able to lock this one off with a little bit of extra haziness around their bomb site they're trying to defend here. We're up to Alistair on stairs, and also Steege again with that scout at the tick box. And 1 in jungle to boot.
Alright, the smokes go flying across on towards the A-bomb site. We are going to see Athletico start to make their way onto the site. And as you say, the objective right now for Athletico really is to just get a bomb down. I don't necessarily want to win this round. Obviously, it would be great, but there you go. The bomb has gone down. Takeda's found 1 kill, so a little bit of a bonus there for Athletico, but really, in the grand scheme of things, Qlimax looking okay in this round as well.
Animus is in an interesting little position. He might be able to, he just needs to hold this trick there as well. So, and he's been spotted by Gratisfaction, so unable to get it done, and Gratisfaction will pick up the defuse as well. He's currently topping the scoreboard. We haven't spoken about the scoreboard just yet. He's got 19 frags, so he's been doing pretty well. And on the Athletico side, it's 14 and 14. So now 9-9 is the scoreboard. First gun round on this second half. And we've got the double AWP setup coming out early from the CTs. Faction and Alistair both running with one. A Famis, interestingly enough, is still being held by Urki there. So looks like he's pushing into the underpass.
Yeah, well, might be able to catch one of the guys off guard. It's Takeda. He has a grenade in his hand, and Urki will find easy first frag of the round. So a good push coming out there for Qlimax. Having said that, Animus is going to find a responding kill there onto Steege. So bringing it back to 4-on-4. And the player advantage negated for Athletico.
Urki picking up the gun at Steege that he dropped as well. So he's on the M4 now as well. It's not weaker flyer power for him. 2 in mid, and the bomb is still sitting right at the back of the spawn as well. We also have Sleep Down. He's trying to lurk onto this B site, just trying to work it, put a little bit of pressure on there. He's got 2 to get through. Kuma picks up the shot on Alistair. That was in the mid, from mid to A.
Not aware that Urki is hiding around there in the A connector, and Squishy's going to go down as a result of that. Sleep Down does manage to get a little bit of damage across 2 ins, but not enough to get the frag there, as we do see the bomb starting to rotate across on towards the B bomb site. Wow, great shot coming out there from Gratisfaction as Sleep Down tries to cross his vision, and well, that was a mistake in the end.
It certainly was. Kuma now is just trying to wait for one of the Qlimax crew guys to make a mistake here and to show. I'm going to put 2 across now, trying to get this bomb down. That's the objective at this point. Just take it little bit by little bit. Gratisfaction steps out. Kuma misses his shot. Second peek, It doesn't hit the second one either. So finally gets it done. 3rd time lucky it comes through. Kuma's lurking through. He's nice and close. He misses the shot on him there. The Glock doesn't quite get the kill. And Urki finishes him off there as well. So a little bit messy, but it gets the job done in the end for Qlimax as well. Like, probably should have missed twice before making a 3rd one there. And I think he thought he got that Glock kill before he actually did get the Glock kill, and that's why he potentially may have lost that round there in the end. Yeah,
I mean, all's well that ends well, I guess. But Athletico now, they've got a reasonably okay buy. The Tech 9 coming out for Kuma, but still a big fan of the Tech 9, so you know what? Good. It's all good. See what they can do here on their offensive side. They are starting to try and get out there, but wow, quick triple kill coming out from Alistair. They all lined up for him. Animus is going to trade him out there, but Gratisfaction, a quick trade back onto Animus, and now a 1 versus 4. So difficult situation now for Kuma to negotiate.
Yeah, really great triple frag from Alistair to open up that account, and that A site defense stage finishing it off there for Qlimax, taking 11 and 9 now in their favour. But yeah, that triple just lining up there for Alistair. You love those ones. You just say, yeah, gimme, 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 and he punished them accordingly. So execute with no info, not working for Athletico. They're finding it tough to find a way into this second half. It's 5 straight rounds now for Qlimax crew, so the money bonus is adding up, but they're still going to eco on this one. Looks like it's going to be a B hit to try and get this bomb down again.
Yeah, very quick B entry, at least is the attempt coming out here from Athletico. They do get slowed down by the grenades, but they managed to find the first frag of the round. Inns has to find at least 2 here if they want to feel comfortable in this round. He's taking a bit of damage, does manage to find 2 there. Alistair has chimed in with 1, but Inns is going to go down there. So it's a 3 versus 2 retake here for Qlimax. The bomb is going to surely go down for Athletico, so they've basically got what they want out of this round, and anything else further from here is a bonus. Did they get the bomb down in the end?
No, they did not in the end there. So
a bit slow there.
Someone, I think it was Animus, was in the position to plant it, and he should have. He was in that, the corner that's closest towards the door entrance for market shop window. Sorry, shop door rather than the window area. In that area there, you've got that little nook that you can plant that's covered from pretty much everywhere except apps. And he had an opportunity to get it down there with a little bit of cover rather, but didn't. So. Looks like a pause is coming out. Dubious as to whether it's a TAC or a PC problem.
I think it's a PC issue.
Yeah, that's all right. So they'll sort it out here, and we'll get back into it. Yeah, like I mentioned, that's 6 rounds in a row now on the CT side. Athletico yet to get onto the board in the second half. 12-9 now in favour of Qlimax.
Yeah, definitely now a time to start delving into that strat book, see if they get some executes and I guess some interesting sort of stuff going on for Athletico, because just when they need it, down 12-9, another couple of rounds go over to Qlimax, and you're suddenly facing quite a lot of matches, which you have to deal with. So that's always going to be a difficult situation here for Athletico, but maybe this pause will help them. We'll see.
Perhaps it will. I think that Kuma should probably try and pick a site potentially. They've done executes onto A that haven't worked, but perhaps picking something and then, playing a little bit slower, trying to catch someone off on the rotate with a little bit of mid presence at the same time might be the order. But they're just having trouble getting into sites at this point, so perhaps slow it down and really get that pick and go from there and play information rather than necessarily going in blind. It's going to be 4 heading towards mid, 1 towards B site at this stage. Gratisfaction waiting for it in the middle. Gets 1 kill, doesn't get tagged either in a reply. Kuma was there for the trade. Now he gets it, but Ince has already taken down 1. It's 4 versus 3 in favour of Qlimax.
Yeah, again, Qlimax starting to get an upper hand in these rounds. We are going to see an interesting little push coming out from Inns, actually, as he pushes out of apartment and getting a lot of information off this. Knows that there's no one in towards T apps, and basically the only place that Athletico could now be is going to be in mid, and he's going to come up right into their sightline, finding a free frag there onto Squishy, who didn't even really shoot back. So a good result there for Qlimax. He's going to rotate back towards his position, and that was really well played by I think it was Inns. Animus will find 1 there onto Alistair, but really it's still a 3 versus 2 here, and Athletico have got a pretty difficult round to negotiate because they're both split up and they don't have control of either of the bomb sites either.
Yeah, so Stage is going to be in a bit of an awkward position. He's feeling a little exposed here on the double angle with that frag in mid, so he's trying to watch A ramp and also up on A site and lurk through from mid into A, which Animus is on at this point. He's pushing through to the jungle and trying to get into this window area. He doesn't realise that Stage is close, and he's heard the smoke or something come over the top. Kuma gets the shot, though. He should not have got that one, but does. This is 2 now.
That was a very nice shot coming out from Kuma. Doesn't matter in the end, because Urki is going to take him down, making the player advantage once again in the favour of Qlimax, and I don't think that Animus is even going to have enough time here to plant the bomb, so he's going to have to try and find Ince, and, well, he is going to find him, or I guess in that case, Ince is going to find Animus. So, a round again going over to Qlimax.
Yep, and the 7th in a row now, 13-9 in their favour, looking very strong in the second half on CT and closing it out as a lot of people predicted. But not you, I might remind you there, Jordan.
Wow, please.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
why
I went there.
I'm the play-by-play and
This
you're
is
the
true.
analyst.
We should have gotten Sam Man's opinion. That's what we should have done. Double way Alice and Oz, that's for sure.
It is, yes.
Sleep down now is picking up the orb. He had a lot of success in that first half on the CT side. He's going to be able to have the same impact on the T side here. He's picking from Palace, so he's going to try and pick this A side, something they thought they potentially should have tried a couple of rounds ago, but they didn't. Takeda, they're getting an early frag in mid from underpass. And the second one, a lovely headshot into mid there. Erky tries to reply. Kimmy gets him, though, so it's all Athletico traffic at this stage. Steve getting one back, so it's a 4 versus 2 in favour of Athletico.
Yeah, so this might be around here for Atletico to turn things around, but as I say that, Steege will find one. He does get traded out there, so not too bad of a result there for Atletico. All they need to do from now on is trade, and they'll be fine, but again, it's still a bit of a difficult situation for them to come out of from here. They'll still be down 3 rounds if they win this one, which they should. So they've still got a little bit of a mountain to climb before they can overtake that lead that Qlimax has already got, and then obviously another few rounds before they can actually close out the map. So still Atletico in a pretty difficult spot, but looking like they're going to be able to pick up this round here, definitely on their T side.
Yeah, frags are important here for Qlimax. Well, that's a lovely grenade, squishy coming through there. Frags are important here for Ince to get, he picks up one, but not the two, because if you look at the eco on the side of Athletico, it's pretty short. If Qlimax are able to win this one, it's certainly going to reset them pretty hard here. And Qlimax themselves are going to probably have to eco here, only 2 being able to buy. They're just trying to decide whether it's worth it or not. Going for the pistol. It's just pistol and armor. It's probably reasonable there. They're going to be able to buy next round for sure. So, good decision. I felt like Athletico were just able to catch Qlimax just slightly out of position that last round rather than being necessarily tactically smart.
Yeah, so this, should be a relatively simple round coming out here for Atletico. Alistair has got an AK, so could pose a little bit of a difficulty if he can find himself in an interesting position to be able to find some quick frags or anything like that. But really, a run of a couple of frags going over to Athletico there is going to make things pretty easy for them here. Looking towards that A-bomb site to get their bomb down. But as I say that, Alistair, he's found himself in that interesting position that we talked about. Probably going to be taken out from behind here. No, he turns around in time, so it's 2 frags already for Alistair, making good use of that AK. And seeing if he can get anything else done from that A main area. They know exactly where he is, so they probably should be relatively aware that he is there. And Athletico shouldn't drop this round, but still, it is a 2 versus 3. Definitely still a winnable situation here for Qlimax.
It certainly is. It can't be, especially with Ince picking up a kill there as well. So both coming out on the A side now. Alistair gets down there from ramp, not aware. Ince is coming up from the stairs. He's got 2 to take care of. He knows where one is, doesn't know where Sleepdown is, so he's going to hold the key for him in this round in the retake scenario here. He takes care of Takeda. That's a lovely play by him. He's not going to know, there he is. Sleepdown, take it down. Just playing it very smartly. And finishing off the round there for Athletico. So, of course, was an eco for Qlimax, so taking 4 down in that scenario is a pretty good deal for them. And they're going to go with that double setup again. Alistair and Gratisfaction both picking one up. Herky again with a Famis. Sleep and using this AWP, he's going to pick A side area like this. Gets Alistair. That's a great pick from that. That's going to roll off from this 13-11 scenario here. They can really push into this map.
Yeah, Athletico definitely looking to pick this one up. Gratisfaction is going to trade things out, but Squishy finding one for himself. Tons of frags going across the board, but this is an important round rather, in my opinion, for Athletico. If they can get this ball rolling just a little bit, they might be able to steamroll in towards that 16-round marker. At the moment, it's a 3 versus 3. The bomb is done, though, so things a little bit in the favour of Athletico. Squishy looking like he's going to find a frag. Yes, he does there. One onto Ince. Takeda will find one onto Gratisfaction. And Erky now, the sole player left alive for Qlimax. It's a 1 versus 3. And again, the momentum now in the favour of Athletico. This is looking good for them heading in towards the later stages of this map.
Yeah, it's turning to be I guess a half of 2 quarters at this stage. The first quarter of this match, the second half here, is firmly in favour of Qlimax, but now Athletico is stringing 3 rounds in a row together, and the economy is not looking good, so they're going to be able to pull it back to 13 apiece here, or at least should do pretty easily there, being an eco for Qlimax. So now it's a question for Qlimax. They're being challenged here. They've got to decide how they're going to vary their setups, how are they going to counter what Athletico are doing, and avoid getting picked off early in the round.
Yeah, well, another eco coming out here for Qlimax, but looking towards the 13-13 scoreline, you might be right with your prediction. Athletico looking at, well, wait, you called Qlimax, so
I did.
maybe I'll be right in my prediction. I think I said 16-18.
I may have crowed too early before,
We'll see what happens.
but yes. Looks like Qlimax have up on a bit of a rotate here. They're just going to leave. They've got information from Ince here, who's pushed up very, very deep into Palace, and he's got no movement whatsoever. Can't hear anything. So Qlimax have rotated across to the B bomb site. But having said that, at the same point, Athletico are doing exactly the opposite. It's like a whirlpool effect here. One moves across, the other two move across on the other side. Kuma even checks the angle. Who checks there, I guess, is what Ince will be
Kuma
thinking
does.
right there. Kuma does is the response. You are correct. And they're rushing onto the A-bomb slot here. Alistair picking up one before trading out by Animus, who gets a double kill. Second one, the headshot, AK-47. Very nice here. The bomb is going to go down to the A site. 2 versus 4 now retake for Qlimax.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation to say the least for Qlimax, but going to make things just a little bit easier. Squishy is going to go down there to Urki. I don't think they're going to be too keen to really try for this one. Urki probably more interested in saving that M4, I would expect, and heading into the next round.
Yeah, he's certainly right there. He's got the armor as well and 2 flashes there. Gratisfaction playing a little bit with fire there in the jungle area. He's just trying to get an exit frag. Animus picking up a 3rd for the round, so great round from him, albeit against Eco. Kuma is going to try and knock off Urki here. He's coming around the corner, but he knows he's coming. Gets the kill, Urki knows, but gets taken down, unfortunately. Animus, who finishes off with a 4K for the round and is topping now for the count with 23 kills. The scores are even. It's 13 apiece. It's getting right down to the wire here as well.
Yeah, 7 in a row to start off this half was the result for Qlimax, but all of a sudden we've seen Athletico turn things around, and now they've got 4 in a row. So if they close it out, it will be 7 in a row apiece, but in the end it would be Athletico to win the map. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves for the moment. Atletico focusing on this round. Pretty, I guess, default-ish setup here for Atletico. They've got someone in underpass, which is perhaps a little bit forward for where the rest of their players are, but now starting to make their way in towards mid.
Yeah, and they're trying to get the pick here. Urki's playing the bait play and gets a lovely headshot on the squishy there over the top of the boxes at mid. They're just going to lurk through from the underpass now and put a little bit of pressure on that mid-con area. So pretty even at this stage in this half. Obviously, the 1 frag advantage going in the favour of Qlimax will be look to keep this. They've had this on a couple of occasions, but unable to close it out. So we'll see what they can do as Athletico edge their way into the A-bomb side here very slowly.
Yeah, things are starting to go in the favour of Qlimax here. They've got 1 frag, does Atletico, but Gratisfaction finding a double kill with that AWP there. And that is all but going to shut this round down here for Atletico. This is the final frag there. Alistair going to pick that one up for Kuma. Onto Kuma, rather. And 14 on the board now for Qlimax.
Yeah, certainly right there. So putting themselves in a nice little position there, but because of how the economy works, they lost 1 player there. So their economy is not looking great. Full utilities this time in favour of Qlimax, so that'll really sort of help them in that aspect. And it looks like Athletico are going to default. They lost 1 round and they're already straight back onto this A execute. I'm not sure that I like this play here from them, but we'll see how it goes. Steege is holding up on the balcony. He's going to have a lot of work to do here.
All right, a very crucial round coming out for both these teams. The economy not looking too great for either of them. So the winner of this one going to put themselves in a great position to be able to close out the map. But let us wait and see. Atletico starting to set themselves up for an A execute. The smoke starting to come across. 1 for CT, 1 for the connector as well. We're going to get a little bit of a boost up there attempt from the defenders. It's going to be Alistair and Gratisfaction though to find a kill apiece. He's going to trade out Gratisfaction and Takeda taking down Steege. So back to a 3 versus 3. As I say that though, Ins is going to find 1. The trade's going everywhere back and forth between these two teams. It's a 2 versus 2. Now the bomb's still not planted just yet for Atletico. It's actually been dropped on that A-bomb site. So really, I think this is going to come down to who wins the firefights rather than the bomb going down and getting exploded, because well, This is going to be difficult. Let's see what Urki can do. Surely in a great position. Yes, he is. Takes down Animus there. And Squishy, he's going to spot out the final player there. Or one of the final players, rather, for Qlimax. Has to find a 1 versus 1 here, but doesn't know exactly where Urki is. And Urki, obviously, just peeking around the corner, is going to take down Squishy there. So Qlimax looking very good to be able to close this one out now.
Yeah, they're in a great position because of that puts Athletico onto a force buy. If you can call it a force, it's really pretty much pistol armor only. Except I think we've got 1 AK and 1 Khalil. AK's no armor there, so Cicada's got a lot of work to be doing with that. A couple of utilities in the bag as well, and A executes have worked out. Looks like they're trending towards a B execute here. And it's going to be pretty quick as well. Actually, I lie. They're going through underpass now.
Going to be, I mean, Athletico, I guess what you got to do in this situation is you do have to go a little bit quicker and try and catch the defenders off guard, because trying to go for some picks with the weapons that they've got is not going to work out. And really, I guess that aggressive quick play that they did take as well hasn't worked out for them. But Athletico, still 2 players left alive, so not all said and done just yet. Squishy has managed to find himself an AK. Sleepdown has got a Galil as well. So some reasonable weapons to work with here, but they're going to need to hit their shots very well. EG's going to spot out one of those players, trying to get a bit of damage across through the ticker box, but really not going to have a whole lot to write home about from that one. He is going to go down there in the end, so Squishy bringing it back to a 3 versus 2. Athletico have got a good opportunity to close this round out here. They've got the bomb down. They need to get those post-plant positions up, and it's not going to happen. In's coming around. That is going to be 16-13 there for Qlimax, and they will go through to the next round of the losers bracket.
Well played to Qlimax. They were able to find the answer and get the 3 remaining rounds after losing 4 on a trot there to Athletico in the second half. 16-13, as you mentioned. So good little finish by them. Athletico putting up a valiant effort overall there, so they can't be too disappointed, even though they have now been knocked out of the BlasterX Cup.
Yeah, and it's going to be Qlimax crew going up against Skyfire in the next round. And the result for the other game that was going on at the moment were between Alpha Sydney and Aura Esports. Alpha Sydney picking that one up 16-8, and they are going to go through to the next round and face up against Foe. So I reckon we'll probably have a look at Foe versus Alpha Sydney, or are they actually in game already? 12-1 to Foe up against Alpha Sydney is what I'm being told. So that game already underway. So I guess the next game that we'll be having a look at is going to be Skyfire and Qlimax crew. But the winner of the next round is going to go into the losers final, and then the losers final winner will go up against the grand finals winner, or the grand finals go into the grand finals, which is going to be Project 90
missing
Elites.
one step in the.
Oh,
yes. True. So it's the winner of Alpha Sydney and Foe will play the winner of Skyfire and Qlimax crew, and so the winner of the match of those winners goes through to play Control for a step into the grand final. So we're not far off the very pointy end of the action here at the BlasterX Cup, but just an extra little step in there that happens to catch you out there, Jordan.
It does. I'm so bad at with all these brackets. They always confuse me. But anyway,
they change so often from tournament to tournament. So yeah, there's a lot of matches in the losers bracket, a lot of losers to knock out, I guess.
Anyway, we might as well go for a quick pick, but we'll be back very shortly with the next game, which I believe is going to be Skyfire and Qlimax crew. Quickly, before we go though, shout out to the TeamSpeak crew for being really mean in Twitch chat. We'll see you in a sec.